Go. Here we go. We're wrapping it up, right? We're coming towards the end of the week. It's been a big week. We've been talking about corporate family values here on the show. We're going to continue that conversation a little bit more today. We're going to really dive into this concept of the deeper the roots, the higher the summit. We've also got an appearance by Raquel Anderson. I don't know how many of you guys know her, but she makes an appearance here today. She's one of our Breakfast with Champions amazing superhumans. But we're also going to do a little recap over a few things this week, and I'm going to send you out into the weekend with an opportunity for you to dig a little bit deeper to ultimately get the places that you're trying to go. Does that sound fair? Sounds fair to me. All right, let's dive right in. Today's episode of GM3X. I hope you're ready to rise and grind.
Welcome to GM3X. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to eight, and the founder of the 800% Elite Club. I hope you're ready for motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations, because it's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind.
Hey, good morning. How are you, my friend? Dude, this has been a weird morning already from a technology side of things. It has been a very interesting morning, so I'm so glad you are here with me today on today's episode of GM3X. And do me a favor, tag your friends, hit that share button. It looks like we might have a couple people, based on the messages I'm getting, that are having a hard time finding the show today. So if you don't mind, let's help make it a little bit easier on our friends and family members all around the world that are ready for some motivation, some education, and some inspiration, that might be struggling for some reason or another to find the crew. All right. There you go, Robin. Robin says she's in. All right. I'm glad you're here, Robin. And she says she's alive as well. I'm glad that you are in, and I'm also glad that you are alive, because it would make for a really interesting morning if you were talking to us and one of those two things was not true. That would be absolutely fascinating, right? Hey, check it out. Today is Friday. Today is Friday, November 18th, 2022. Unbelievable. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be, ever, first and last time it'll ever be Friday, November 18th, 2022. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where it is currently 27 degrees outside, and today is a high of 35. Now, I don't know how you feel about that, but the way I feel about that is no thank you, way too cold, right? Way too cold. I know that I'm maybe a baby when it comes around this. I just don't like to be cold. I am a tropical person. So it's way too cold out there. So what I was thinking is that since it's so cold out there, we should probably do some work inside today. How's that sound? We will do some work inside because it's super cold outside. Does that sound fair? Listen, this week we have been a bit all over the place here on the, I need heat too, Tara. I'm totally with you, right? This week we've been a little bit all over the place, but for the most part, we've been circling around, as they say, this idea of corporate family values. And Corporate Family Values is a book that I have outlined, which I have 3 of those, by the way. I have 3 full-fledged books completely outlined, ready to go to market, so on and so forth. I just got to write them. I've got all the chapters outlined, all the concepts, the book covers. I just got to write the book. If I can just write the stinking book, we can get a couple of these things out there, right? But corporate, you guys know how that is my guess, right? So we've been talking about this series called Corporate Family values, which is really the idea of creating a winning culture. Whether you're someone who works for someone else or whether you're the leader of an organization, whether a lot of times we could even be talking about the culture that exists in your home. It's ultimately creating a winning culture where people feel both safe and like they're part of a family, but even more importantly, they feel a responsibility as though a part of a team, a responsibility to move that team forward, right? And so we've been talking about that this week, right? And it's been a bit all over the place. I mean, we were talking about business, but yet yesterday, the majority of us ended the show crying as we watched Lauren Redmond, this incredible lady, on the British version of America's Got Talent, as we all listened and watched as she stepped into her moment. She stepped into the light. She allowed her voice to be shared with the world. And it was absolutely fabulous, right? And in many ways, that moment ties into one of the corporate family values. You know, one of the corporate family values is that we make people feel special, feel important, and like they're the only one. If you're a note taker, take that down. The more often you can make people feel special, feel important, and like they're the only one, right? If that is your modus operandi, is that what they said? Right? Your default mode, your intention going into any conversation is I'm going to make this person feel special, feel important, and like they're the only one. Whether there's a room of 20,000 people, whether there's a room of 3 people, whether there's a room of millions of people, if you can work on that one thing right there, it makes a massive impact, right? You've all heard the stories. People talk about Muhammad Ali. They talk about Gary Vee. There's many people that talk about how, man, it was amazing. We were in a room with thousands of people and they made me feel like I was the only one, right? So that's one of our corporate family values, is that we make people feel special, feel important, and like they're the only one. Now, also this week, we talked about things like hiring and firing on character and not credentials. We also talked about training and learning on life skills, not just job skills. We also talked about being the example, right? As a leader, making sure that we show people will follow what you do, not what you say, right? Leading by example. We also talked about this concept of many hands make light work, which I don't think I'd ever heard that until I met my wife and we started having a bunch of kids. And she says it all the time to all the kids. Come on, guys. Come on. Many hands make light work. Many hands make light work. Everybody get involved, right? It's amazing. Golly, dude, I got to tell you, just between you and I, like, our house is getting, it was interesting when they were all like babies. Now they're all like all the things. Like the 13-year-old who's becoming a little woman, the 10-year-old boy who's starting to happen inside of him. And then you got Willow. All these different personalities. Meredith's turning into something. My boy Fisher. Last night, I got to tell you, man, Fisher came up to me and he said, Dad, he's 5. He's going on 6. He said, Dad, I work for 800% Club. I said, you do, son? You work for 800% Club? He said, yeah. I said, well, what do you do for 800% Club? He said, well, I sit behind the computer and do the work I work on the computer. I said, oh, okay. So you all right. So what kind of work are you doing on the computer? He said, I don't know, Dad, whatever it is that you do. I'm just going to do what you do. I just want to be like you. And I was like, oh, come here, dude. You're my favorite. Everybody else, get away. in a way, right? But there's all these interesting dynamics that are starting to come as each of these kids evolves into the version of themselves, right? The best version of themselves that they're going to be. And sometimes all these different personalities and different seasons of life, right, that our children are going through gets modeled also in the workplace, and it gets modeled as we become adults, right? We have different personalities and people are in different seasons of life. And sometimes that can feel a little chaotic if we don't understand, if we don't have like deep dug down roots, core values, modus operandi, right? Intentional actions when we're responding to unintentional behaviors or unintentional situations, right? And so all of this ties together. And whether you're a leader of an organization, you work in an organization, you're stay at home, all of this kind of ties together this week. And I love the way that it's done that. And so we talked about many hands make light work. And I've also talked about the importance and power of gratitude in all situations, right? How incredibly important that is. And we also talked earlier in the week. What's up, Brian Hess? Great to see you, sir. My guy, Brian Hess, in here. We also talked earlier in the week about not trying to keep up with the Joneses and just really focusing on your goals, right? Not the goals that are set by others. I don't know if you remember, I told you a story, right? Told you a story of me and the owner and sitting with all these people, and he ends up throwing the targets that they were setting for us. He was like, dude, this is a doorstop. We're wasting time here. I'm not interested in your goals or your targets or what you got going for me. I'm only going to chase what only makes sense for me, right? And that's an important thing to be able to stick to that. That's that internal work. You have to have the discipline and the confidence within self to not let the outside world determine your value. This is inside work. It's cold outside. So today we're doing inside work, right? So we talked about that earlier in the week. We also broke out a diagram, which I know Rick was happy about because we actually had diagrams. And some of you, you personality types that like your spreadsheets and, you type A's, we had to make sure that we had a diagram. And this diagram talked about the hedgehog concept, right? Figuring out what it is that you can be the best in the world at, that you are passionate about, that drives your economic engine, right? And if you can live in that little sweet spot right there in the middle, we can live in that sweet spot of the thing we're best in the world at, the thing that we're passionate about, the thing that drives our economic engine. If we can make sure that 95% of our activity is in that space, it's powerful. And in order to do that, which I challenge you to do, I challenge you to answer those 3 questions, right? In order for you to do that, you really have to dig deep. It's a different question. Not what are you really good at? Not what do you think you're best at? What could you, Ramon Ray, be the best in the world at? I saw your little comment there about the diagram. All right. What could you be the best in the world out of 7.8 billion people that you're passionate about that makes economic sense, right? So I want you to do the work on that. I want you to do the inner work. It's cold outside, so we're going to do some work on the inside. See, when we start to do some work on the inside, we can get to the root. We can start to dig deep, right? And as we dig deep, we can literally dig those roots deeper. As we examine the root, the causes of our actions, our thoughts and beliefs, we can dig those roots deeper. And the deeper we can go, the deeper we can dig the root, the higher the summit. You realize that? Like if you think of like a skyscraper, right? If you think of the largest buildings in the world, when they go to make the tallest buildings in the world, what do they do first, right? They dig down, they go deep. They have to build really deep roots, in order to be able to build this huge skyscraper, right? It's all about what's down below. They dig deep, they get to the root, right? And they dig the roots deep. Same thing with any a tree, right? A tree or a mountaintop, right? There's so much going on below the surface that is the ultimate foundation of how high they can climb, how far they can go. The world population hit 8 billion last week. Thank you, Brian, because that's much easier to say than 7.8 billion. I like that. Thank you. So that's what we're doing this week. That's how we're going to finish up today. Is we're just going to continue to do some inner work, some deep work. Since it's cold outside, we're going to work on the inside. Now, before we go too far, though, you know what we got to do on this show? You know, we got to do some dancing on this show. That's right. That's right. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots. I should have played that song, Vicky. That would have been smart. Boom. There it is. There it is. For those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. And lastly, this is the part of the show where we're going to get that body in motion. Listen, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So let's get moving. There you go, Liza Myers-Borges. I see you out there dancing in the streets. What's up, Gloria Bond? How you doing, Pastor Jeff? Great to see you. Yo, B-Craft's up in here. What's up, Ryan Gallagher? Mr. Nathaniel Banks, my guy. Rick Tamburino says he's dancing and cleaning. That doesn't surprise me for some reason. Josh is up in here this morning. I'm so glad you're back with CMA. What's up, Angela Mall? Great to see you. How you doing, Sonia Merritt? Rich Pintrix in the building. Claudette Ross, great to see you. What's up, Melvin Rodriguez, Sean Weatherby, and Nicole Settles? I see my girl Tara Murney is up in here. I always appreciate that, as well as her. If you ever get a chance to meet Tara Murney, you're going to want to do it. She's pretty amazing. Tony Thornstadt is in the building. Robin Price, great to see you. The Queen, Renee Noor, thanks for the messages yesterday. I'm excited to meet the King of Atlanta. Wendy is here this morning. Kimberly is here this morning. Dr. Jeannie's in the building. Stephanie Terry and Mike Strong. I see Russell and Mighty Mel. My guy Damon Lester is in the building. Another incredible human. Tim Hunt, had a great time talking to you last night. What's up, Sheila? How you doing, Tanya and Renee, Melissa and Denise? Allison's in the building as well as Barbara. My guy John Paul Guidry is up in here. There you go, Gloria Bond. Do that Happy Friday dance. That's what I'm talking about. All right, there it is. Sol Salcido's up in here. How you doing, Hattie and Clarissa and Claire and Laditra? Hey, while I've got you guys here, I do want to say, I need to say thank you. Yesterday, we did our pre-launch for our planners, right? Planners will come out Black Friday. There will be a 20% discount on planners. 20% discount on planners. That'll come out next Friday, okay? And so we do like a little bit of a pre-launch. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. We do a little bit of pre-launch. Oh, that's going to do that. All right, we do a little bit of pre-launch on those. If you want to get a signed copy, like I'll do the inside cover off, I'll fill out a message and personally, sign it for you. We do that for our community members. And yesterday, I got to say, yesterday was spectacular. We sold 724 Morning 5 planners yesterday, which is amazing, which is going to be a lot of writing. But we did 724 pre-launch planners yesterday. And so I just want to say thank you for that. If you haven't had the opportunity to grab yours yet, if you do want to grab a pre-launch one, you can text me the word sign, S-I-G-N. If you text me the word sign at 859-208-2351, you can do that and I'll send you a link. If you just want to go on and jump over to the link, yeah, just text me the word sign. I'd rather connect that way anyway, so that I make sure to sign it for you. But if you want to grab an early edition, the Morning Five Planner, I highly suggest that you do, because we're going to have a huge community in this interactive. It's an interactive planner. We're going to do book club stuff together. We're going to do challenges together. Like, we're just going to do life together in 2023. It's going to be phenomenal. And I want you to be a part of that. And the best way, I mean, we're going to have BWC. We're going to have the show. We're going to have all of those things. But the best way for us to engage and connect with each other is through that tool, right? If we can all be on the same page every day, same page, quote at the top, we're sharing a consciousness, right? We're sharing that because we're all on the same page every day. It's powerful, and I want you to be a part of that. All right. So text me 859-208-2351. Text me the word sign, SIGN, and we'll send you a link so that you can grab one of those too. You'll have it by Christmas, and we can all take off in 2023 together. All right. So we'll be shipping those out. We'll start shipping those out next week. And speaking of shipping, yesterday I got a package here in the office that was phenomenal. And so I want to show it to you because it came from one of our community members, and I think it's really cool.
All right, got this package today. I don't know who it's from. I don't know what the heck it is, but I love it when we get packages here in the office. Getting ready for the team meeting. Look at all these beautiful people over here. All these beautiful, incredible folks. But man, we're always getting packages. One of the things that we love as we motivate, educate, and inspire people all around the world, we always get cool stuff. I almost said a bad word on there, but we always get cool stuff. What does this say? Oh my gosh. They didn't believe in us. God did. Look at the packaging on this, Jess.
That's nice. Oh.
Hey.
Wow, nice.
God did. God did. God did.
That's nice.
I love
All right,
that.
who's the small?
Oh, well.
Oh!
Medium.
Sorry.
That was great. I love it. All right, what's this one right here? Oh, look, that looks
Medium
good.
there.
Is it another small? Did I just get a bunch of shirts?
It's another
today?
small.
Wait, are those
Well,
for your children, maybe?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe they're for
I should probably read the
your
card.
Yeah, I
See what
think
it
that's
says.
for your
Raquel and family. Thank you so much. Oh, they didn't believe in us. God
That's
did.
messed up.
These are dope,
I got
man.
it now.
Oh, Glenn and Leslie, I sincerely appreciate your love of God and family. I am excited to gift you with a couple of polos from our clothing brand and wristbands, sweatshirts, and t-shirts. We love you and we love your values as a Christian family. Keep keep spreading God's love. God and I love you both, Raquel. This is awesome, Raquel. Thank you so
Oh.
much. There's a bunch in here. We're gonna go through it. There's a hoodie. I love this brand. I love the way it looks. There's another shirt. And this packaging. Feel that packaging.
I like it.
It's amazing. This is awesome. Hoodies, shirts, and some bracelets for everyone on the team.
Nice.
God did. We appreciate it. Thank you, Raquel. You're a rock star. We will wear these proudly. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I went on afterwards, and I went to their website. Their website was goddid.store. And dude, this gear is incredible. And the hoodies that they sent me, they're like super thick and yet super soft at the same time. I mean, it's just really high quality stuff. I mean, even the packaging was super high quality. Raquel Anderson is the one that sent it. She's a member of our community. And so we used to do gear, and we used to sell a ton of hoodies this time of year, right? You can see I'm wearing one right now. We're not focused on gear as on this side of the company right now. We're trying to not be all squirrel. And so it's hoodie season. I think if you're in the market for a hoodie, you should buy one from a member of our community and go to goddid.store because they're incredible, like for real. So Raquel, the t-shirts are awesome. The bracelets are awesome. Like, just go check it out, man. It's super, super cool. And Raquel, thank you so much for the package. We greatly appreciate you. You're amazing. That's what I love about this community. Incredible people all around. yeah, yesterday.
Because you mentioned you wanted to do TikTok ads, so I need access to that account.
Got it.
Yeah, I've got some passwords to try.
Yesterday we had our team meeting. We all come together in office every Thursday, and this is for those of you that are watching the full production. As you can see, this is our small little startup company, and there's a couple members of the team that are not pictured here. My wife is one of them, and a guy named Rob who lives in Texas is a part of the team as well. He wasn't here, and my guy Evan Walters is he's actually out in a dealership in Michigan today and has been this week. And so this is 3/4 of our team, and that's my office that we're all piled into and sitting on the floor. And as I sat with them, it was pretty cool, man. Like, it was pretty cool because we went and we talked about our core values as a company. And we talked about our visions of where we want to go. And of course, we talked about our tactical and our strategical moves that we need to make. But really what we did is we dug really deep. We dug really deep and made some decisions on what kind of company we want to build. Right? And it was so cool to be like just so intentional to uncover the roots of why each member of my team, every member of my team left really, really, really great jobs to come work for this company. Like, every single member of the team left great jobs, took less pay to come be a part of what we're building right here. And so, yesterday we got to the root of all that. Like, why is it that you would leave comfort and more pay to come be a part of this? And the answer was pretty much the same across the board. The answer was they believed in themselves. They trusted and believed in my wife and I. They wanted to put themselves in a challenging environment so that they could grow. This idea of growth, right? This evolutionary process that my kids are going through, that you and I are going through, this seed that was planted in us to continue to grow no matter what age we are. I know in Breakfast with Champions earlier, they were talking about the 4 quarters of life, and no matter which one you're in, there's room to grow. And so we were having these fascinating conversations, and we were really making sure that as we grow as a company, that we're digging our roots super, super deep so that we can build incredible summits, right? After the meeting, my team let my wife and I go so that we could go look at some new office space. Because if you look at the picture, I think right now we have 11 or 12 of us, and that's my office, and we have the studio in here. But overall, I think we're sitting in it's maybe like a 900 square foot office, maybe 1,100 square foot, and there's like 11 of us. So I guess we each get like 100 square feet. It's pretty small, and we were all on top of each other. But after we had the meeting with the team, my wife and I went and looked at a new space. And we're not telling the team where it is. We're keeping it a surprise. Hopefully, God willing, it will go through. I believe it will. But we went and looked at this new space. And this new space is 800% bigger than the space that we're in now. Shockingly, right? Like, God is so good. The new space is 800% bigger than the space that we're in now. And my wife and I walked through it yesterday together, dreaming of where things are going to go, where people are going to go, what we're going to be able to build. And as we were walking through, my wife, my beautiful, amazing wife, she said, honey, I'm really proud of you. She said, I'm really proud of you. And I was a little bit nervous walking my wife over to here because, you know, Glenn sometimes can take big leaps going from where we are to this this space is a big leap. And but she said, I'm really proud of you. And that meant a lot, right? And her and I talked about how, as a family, we've really just stuck to our roots, right? We've stuck to our roots and continued to dig them deeper. Right now, I'm in a 89-day challenge with 285 other people where we're reading 3 chapters of the Bible every day. And it's been so powerful just focusing on the seeds that make us who we are, right? And our relationship has gotten so much stronger. And to see the team, you know, these are all people that we've worked with before, right? Like, my whole team is made up of people we've known for a really long time, like a really long time. And we're all so aligned in this desire to grow and this desire to make an impact. And it's a lot of fun. It's incredibly rewarding. We know we have so far to grow. But I share this with you not because this show is about me. I share this with you because I feel like I've tapped into something really special that's always been there and that exists not just for me, but it also exists for you. I feel like I've tapped into this vein, right? This vein of creation, and it's so powerful once you realize that the answers that you seek in the life that you desire is not something on the outside, it's on the inside. As my wife and I have done more work on who we are and spent more time remembering where we're from. And then once we remembered whose we are and where we come from, taking the time to dig those roots deeper. Like the summits just keep getting higher and higher. This is my God Did bracelet, by the way, that I got in the package yesterday. They're really cool. But the summits of what's possible, it just continues to expand, man. I was thinking about my buddy being at the Matterhorn, and I'm like, man, that had to be so cool to see the Matterhorn and to see how high we can grow. It's crazy. And so I just want to share with you that, hey, it's a little cold outside. So since it's cold outside, maybe we could bunker down and do some inside work. As we think about these corporate family values from the week, or the lessons from the week, the conversations that we've had for the week, I want to make sure that we don't only look externally at what we can do, but to really be intentional about what we can do internally. That internal, deep-seated work, really getting to the root of who we are and whose we are, and then doing everything in our power to dig those roots even deeper. Does that sound fair? Listen, I don't know if anybody's told you this yet today, but I want to be the first, all right? I absolutely stinking love you. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. And it is out of love that I just want to remind you this morning, because while the rest of the world might tell you something different, right? The rest of the world might tell you that you're less than The rest of the world might tell you that you're average. The rest of the world might tell you that you're not remarkable. The rest of the world might tell you that you come from the ground and go back into the ground. I just want to tell you the truth. That's it. That's all you'll ever get from me. I just want to tell you the truth. And the truth is that you and I are children of God, the God of the universe. And as children of God, there is a layer after layer after layer of magnificence that was planted in you before you were ever born. And each layer of magnificence is for you to experience and to explore. And so trust me. I only will tell you the truth. As a child of God, you will not find the answers to unlock that magnificence outside. It's a cold, cruel world out there. The answers are in here. Take the time. Do the work. You deserve it. Fair enough? Fair enough. Listen, we're going to hop over to Clubhouse. We're going to hop over to Clubhouse and keep this conversation going for those of you that are watching live. If you're watching on replay, we have a Clubhouse room called Breakfast with Champions open until 1 o'clock Eastern time. Motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, thought-provoking conversations. So you can cruise over there. If you're watching this after that, then enjoy your weekend and come back and see me again Monday morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do this all over again right here on GM3X. Does that sound cool? All right. Have a great weekend.
100 grams.
Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I sign with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet. Talk about the things they're gonna say when they see me. And when they see me, they just dap me up and say good to meet me. I keep it going, flowing over this and make it look easy. Easy for me to say I do this every day of the week. I'm eager to be the one they talk about when all said and done with it. I'm the feature that they want, but then they don't when I come with it. I'm a scene, still a seat, filler, blow up the numbers. And I ain't leaving no crumbs, so you know when I'm done with it. I'm a new school vibe with an old soul, oh so great. Stay paid by the boatload, don't go chasing a wave from a rowboat. Blow smoke right through the face of the ozone. Oh no, I got the bag, I'm back to just double it. I'm about to pop the top, I've been bubbling. They want the spot, but I do not cut them in. They tryna plot my drop, they been huddling. Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I sign with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet.
I know a lot of people praying for my downfall, but the only thing that I'll be down for is being top 5, but like down 4. I'm down to earth like the ground floor, but I've been flying so long, I tend to ask people, what's the ground for? Man, I'm only headed up, see my flow volcanic, this the fire I erupt. Heard the fans getting rowdy cause they haven't had enough. You know I'm running the city, you just running out of luck. Yeah, I said that with my chest, I flow hard, it's no wonder they easily impressed. I'm so far, but I'm always coming back with something fresh. I never rest, where you'll never catch this ego in a nest. I invest my time in a booth, I find a piece. I used to piece the boom in my mind. My ex knows this, let me expose this. She left cause she don't wanna be with an explosive. Man, I'm just
feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I sign with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet.
Hey, this is Breakfast with Champions, the Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. That's right, to hang out with some of those that are